Hello everyone. This is the final, and I'm not even going to say assignment, but this is the final assembly for all your projects for this class. And I have a new headphone and sound system, and I'm getting over a cold. So if my voice is strange, then we'll work it out. But I'm going to get used to this headphone set, and I hope my computer is going to adjust the sound. If it's not, just bear with it, okay? And I'll redo the movie later. But um, we are going to assemble all of you are going to assemble all of your samples into a comfortable tear sheet, either 1, 2, or 3 pages long, maybe even a little bit more, but I don't think so. But before we begin that, I want to minimize this and show you what students do prior to creating their portfolio is they create a tear sheet of their examples. And a tear sheet is an 8.5 by 11 display of their work, usually with their logo on the left-hand side or somewhere on the page with their contact information. So what I want to do is just show you several of these real fast, okay? And I'm going to just go through them and I'm going to show you each page of this student's tear sheet. And then at the end, I'm going to show you what an 11 by 14 flat out portfolio looks like for 2 students. So you can see as I flip through this is just a 9-page example of the student's work. And it usually includes, if I go here, their resume and their cover letter. So that's their full tear sheet. Now, our intent for this class is just to do a sample tear sheet for the work you've done through assignments 2 through whatever, okay? However many that you have done. So let's minimize this screen, or I'm going to cancel that screen. I'm going to show you another student's. This is Dominica's. I'm going to hit Command 0 to go to full screen, and then I'm just going to flip through her pages, okay? And you can see how she has assembled her work with her contact information, in this case on the bottom right-hand corner, and she has included her sketches, which is very important to show in the creative process. So what I would like to do is to just flip through these kind of quickly and just let you get an idea of what a tear sheet is. This is an advanced Photoshop piece that she did showing her generation to get to her finish execution. So what our intent is in this class, as I'm going to say and say again, and this is another student. Let me hit Command 0, and as I'm flipping through hers, I'll just talk. Our intent is just to show a portfolio, in this case referred to as a tear sheet, of your work. And it is really the beginning, in my estimation, of you understanding how to present your material. And I've created a kind of a neat InDesign file that has styles built in for drop shadows. Like if I flip through this, you can see that Lisa not only has worked with angles in her tear sheet, but she has worked with drop shadows, and it really pulls the items off the page. And it's a mixture of angled items with some interesting cropping, either outside the border or inside the border. And it has got really good feel to it. Now, that is an example of a spread. So obviously, you know, for our class, we have different size relationships, but remember to always store all of your material, your assets for your portfolio. And I hope the speakers aren't really popping my peas or anything like that, you know, but if it is, just please bear with the sound, okay? Let me go to the next one. This is Matt, and Matt did a really nice job on his, but instead of 8.5 by 11 in a portrait, he went to 8.5 by 11 in a landscape. So I just want to flip through his, and he's more arty than he is designy. He's art and 3D more than he was in a design and layout stage, which I think is really cool. Here's Nicole, and again, I'll hit Command 0 and I'll flip through hers. Now, I think she did a good job, but in this case, she has her material, her contact or her information on the right-hand side. So I just want you to know there's complete freedom in what you're going to create and how you want it to look. It's your personal display of your work. And usually it has, I'll show Michael's, usually it has your logo on it, okay, so that, and your contact information. Now that's a full tear sheet. Okay, a full tear sheet with examples so you can actually go get a job with, and many of these students have secured positions from these tear sheets. Let me show Kristen's, who actually got a job at a major agency within the Detroit area, and she did a beautiful tear sheet. And again, it has drop shadows, it has interesting croppings, so you can see what the generation is from this class and the building of the tear sheet for this class into your tear sheet for the other ones for the overall. But let's look at a portfolio that after Reggie actually built, let me hit Command 0, actually, after Reggie actually built her portfolio, let me show this in full view. Let me see if I can get this to show two-page view. There. Now this two-page view, each of these spreads is 11 by 14. Actually, I want to show this in single-page view. Each of these spreads is 11 by 14. Okay, so there's two 11 by 14s here. Now, what you see as the word layout where I'm circling, that's the left-hand page, and this is a right-hand page. So this is a full portfolio. This is a portfolio that would be after the tear sheet, after you have all your material done. And Reggie did an excellent job. And this is 20 pages of a portfolio. So look at how beautiful the layout is here. Again, really well controlled, really well written and well conceived. So the presentation process that you are going to have is something you should constantly be aware of. Let me close Reggie's and let me go to Dina Marie's. And let's just advance Dina Marie's forward. Now let me go to two-page view on hers. So I can get the whole feel of what it looks like. Now here's Dina Marie's. She put her logo on the left-hand page. You usually in a full portfolio do not populate anything on the left-hand page because you don't want to take the attention away from the client or the art director when they're sitting in front of the right-hand page. And in a portfolio, I'm going to say this: always remember to lead off with your best material. Now that you've seen a display of what a full portfolio is, okay, which this is a PDF file that has been saved correctly, and every one of these pieces of art has been 300 PPI. We're going to go forward now to building ours. Now in the building of ours, of yours, I want you to create what I have done. Here are my images. Look over here as I have all of these images from the second assignment all the way to the 9th assignment, and I'm just going to hit the space bar and let you see them. I'm going to show things in the before and after stage. So you can see how I am actually showing the before and the after. I'm showing the asset that I used all cut out. Now what I did here was I took a screenshot of the car with the PSD background, okay? Then I showed the original Jeep, then I showed my ad. Okay, so I want you to show not only your finish execution, but watch what I did. I actually have the brick wall without the graffiti, and I have the graffiti as it came in originally, because everybody always wants to see the after, but they always want to see the before too. Okay, so in every one of your examples, I want you to show a smaller before, even if you put the word before in there, although I don't think you really need to, and the after. So here are my two afters, but here's the before. So, and I really didn't show anything for this poster. This poster is going to be pretty self-explanatory. Now let's close this and jump right into the InDesign file, okay, as soon as I can find it. Right here. Now I've started and I put in my logo on the left-hand side. It's an InDesign file that I want to talk right away about what I did. I want to show you how I can click on this image, and I've built two object styles into InDesign. One is a dark shadow. This is my lighter shadow, and one is a darker shadow. Now how do you do that? You actually go to the Object Styles window, which is under Styles and Object Styles, and then you click a new object style, as you see that I'm doing, and then you go down here and you make it to be a drop shadow, which is on the bottom down here. Actually, it's the second one down. So make a drop shadow that you cannot have to make it every single time. All you have to do is click an object style and you'd be good to go. Now let me cancel that and let me show you the beginning of it. Now what I did was I placed this image inside of here. Okay, so I'm going to click to the selection tool and I'm going to go get my second image. I want to lead off my tear sheet, a simple tear sheet with my information, my logo that I've designed up on the top, and I want to start placing some items in here. Okay, so I'm going to use this bottom space here for something else. And it's up to you how you design the something else. Now, Command D on a Mac is how to actually place in the next image. Now, since I've done the movie poster, let me actually think about showing my hard object. Now, let me show this in in this view so I can actually show you that I'm dealing with the original phone and then my two fancy phones. Now let me see if I have enough space to put in these two objects. So let me take these three objects right here and let me open them. And then let's click and let's have these three objects inside of here. So I'm just going to put them in here, and you can see how I'm just placing them in here. Let me hit the selection tool and move this one over. Now I'm going to take the selection tool and I'm going to grab both of these items, and then there's a little trick. I'm going to click on both of them, and I'm going to hit, let me shift click on both of them, okay, and there it is. And now I'm going to hold the shift key and shrink them both down to a reasonable amount. Now where did they go? Well, they're both still there, and I want you to see in InDesign how to play this game. So I'm going to move the first one and I'm going to move the second one over. Now, in order to get them to fit the frame again, you go Command Option E in the first one, then I'll click the second one and go Command Option E in the second one. Did you hear that? That means you can resize them holding the Shift key and not worry about the image, just the proportion, and they will show up. Now, I want to make them slightly bigger, so I'm going to marquee both of them like this. Oops, I should have locked that up. That's bad me. So let's go into the layer palette and let's go down in the layer palette, Mr. Sorial, and let's lock up the rectangle so I don't have to touch it anymore. I did lock up my logos, as you can see. Let me put the layer palette over here now, and let me marquee these two items and make them bigger to fit the frame. Notice how I really don't care about if they're not in the picture again. So let's move these over. I want to start with the warm one on that side. So let's put this one on this side. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to place these in here and make them a little bit interesting. So let's click on both of them and hit Command Option E. And now I'm going to take the first one, place it in here. I'll take the second one, and I have to hit Command Option E again on the second one. So let's click it and let's now have it go there. Now let's take the Free Transform tool and let's turn this one a little bit. Okay, actually let's turn it the other way, just like this. Now I'm not sure I actually want this one actually turned, but I'll see if it looks good. Okay, now I'm going to click both of these items right here, and I'm going to see what kind of drop shadow looks good. So I have to hit the V key, hold the Shift key in InDesign, because you want to select two items, and now I'm going to go to the darker drop shadow. Okay, I think the darker drop shadow on those works better. Now let's just go get the original image and put the original image in there. Okay, so let's go up here. And now let's hold the Shift key and shrink it down. Remember, it doesn't matter if you can't see the rest of the object. So now I'm going to put this one behind the rest of them. Let me go Command Option E, and let's go like this and put it up a little higher. And now I think that's going to be plenty. And all I have to do is go to Layout, either move it. I can move it here in the layer palette, see, and put it behind there, and then I'll click the drop shadow on it. So now I have the original image and the two other images. Let me move this image down a little bit and get that one a little bit out of the way more. Now that could be the beginning of my tear sheet. Okay, I even have some space up here to do something with this space. So not sure what I want to do yet. And it doesn't have to be that you have to put these in order from first assignment to last assignment. So let me go Command D, and let's go see if there's one of these images that really can just fit inside of there. No, that one's going to take a little bit more. I don't want to put the Jeep in there. Let's put the Will Smith character. Nope. Now the apple actually may fit in there. Let me take the apples and let's say okay. Now the apple I think the apple can fit in there fine. So let's go to the apple and let's put the real apple right here. I'm going to hold the Shift key and shrink it down really small. Now, how do I get it in there? How do I show it in there again? Yes, it's Command Option E. And then let's take this one, which is the arched apple, which isn't going to want a dark drop shadow. It's going to want a light drop shadow. But I don't have to show this really huge, do I? So now let's come in and make it smaller. Let's fit it nice and straight in here, but let's put it underneath the movie poster. Okay, so let's go Command Option E, go over here to the layer palette and move it down below everything, and then I'm going to move it just a little bit closer to the corner, and now let's go to a lighter drop shadow, which is my lighter one right there. Now let's put the original image below it, but not very big, and let's keep it straight too. Now let's align it to the right hand side, Command Option E, And let's now hit the darker drop shadow on it. Actually, I'll just go to the lighter drop shadow so it looks consistent. Now let me click away. That's not a bad rendition of how to do this. Now, let's see if this one actually looks good over that one. No. So let's Command Z it back. Let's have a nice alignment. Actually, I think the movie poster can move farther over to the left. Oh, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Now let's move these two farther over to the right. There, that works much better. I don't want to create a bad tangent here, and that's a pretty bad tangent. So I'm going to move the movie poster back over it, and I think that's pretty good. And let's move the movie poster up a little bit. Okay, that's better. Let's move the bottom object up, and I want to align it with that side of the apple. So now let's move it down and fit it in, and that's a little bit higher. And now there is page 1 of Brian's tear sheet. It's just a nice display of your work for this class, okay? Now let's just try something a little funny. Let's take the E key and turn this one a little bit of an opposite way. And maybe that might kind of be a little bit better. Don't change it too much. Maybe I can make this one a little bit smaller. It doesn't have to be as big. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Let me put it over here and get it out of the way. Let me try straight. Let's put that back on straight. And you know what? I can go to the rotation up here, up on top, and look, I can put it back at 0. And then I can put it right next to this one, make it a little bit bigger. Maybe I'm going to keep these ones straight. Now let's go Command Option E to make sure it fits the frame good. I want to just back off on the size a little bit. Okay, Command Option E again, and let me save the file. There, that looks pretty good. I'm going to hit Command semicolon to turn off the guides, and there is your first tear sheet. Now when I come back on screen, I'll have the rest of them on there, and then I'll show you how to save the PDF. So if you just want to advance the movie to the end to save the PDF, fine with me. This is now all of my tear sheet. And as you can see, I have made my first page, my second page, and my third page, okay? And in order to save this, and save it so that the image and the PDF file isn't very big, this is what I want you to do, okay? So save your file as normal, and let's go to File, Export. And when we export the file, let's actually choose not a print PDF, but let's actually choose an interactive PDF, okay? And an interactive PDF, it'll make it more streamable. It'll really make it condensed, and we're going to do something afterwards to make it condensed. But let's go ahead and save it as a PDF. I'll save mine as, let me see what that actually said. I don't even remember what that says, so sorry. Let's go to Export, and I don't want it to be student examples, so let's say tear sheet, and I'll even say Sorio 1320 _ tear sheet. And I'll save it, and then I'll leave everything alone, but make sure that my resolution is at 300 ppi, okay, down here, and wherever you save it as a print PDF or as a interactive PDF, save it as 300 ppi, okay, and I'm going to say okay, and then I'll get a little warning for RGB images, which is okay, and now let's let it do its thing, and then there's something, I'll show you the size of the file. Now I'm going to actually close and save the InDesign file so we can get stuff off our screen. And then let me go down and close everything and then find the movie poster in, I'm sorry, the Sorial tear sheet. And I just want to see the size of it right now, which is 2.2 megabytes, which is really darn good. So let me double click it. And now here is my tear sheet. Now let me view it in the single page, just so we can get an idea. And here's the first page, which looks good, the second page, and the third page. And rather than stuffing all the items really small on a page, you want people to be able to see it well. Now, I could always go back and change any of the pictures on each page and resave it and, you know, re-edit it and manipulate it. So however you feel you want it to be is up to you, okay? And it's going to change over time anyway. So now, when you're in Acrobat, to be able to even condense it smaller, leave it in Acrobat and then go to File, Save as Other, reduced size PDF. If you saw what I did there, I'll cancel it. Go to File, Save as Other, Reduced Size PDF. Make sure it says Acrobat 4.0 or later, and then say OK, and then save it over itself, replace it, and it'll go through a series of flattening all the transparencies, and then just make sure it's good. Just go through it again, make sure it hasn't like changed any of the appearance of anything, and now it's 1.1 megabytes. So that's pretty good. So go ahead and send me your PDF, your tear sheet PDF, and we'll go on from there, okay?